Let me go ahead and check. Says we're live, but are we? Not quite showing up yet. Oh, there's an ad. That's a good sign. And yes, we are in fact live. Awesome. All right. Hello, everyone. Ace here. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm joined today with returning guest Jedi Exile.
How's it going?
Welcome back, Jedi Exile. And today we are back with the final issue, hopefully, of Star Wars The High Republic Adventures. At least of the main High Republic Adventures series, in any case.
Mm-hmm.
So, I still have the third volume of the manga to cover, of course. And I think there's going to be a grand finale as well after this to cover as well, on top of that. But otherwise, we are very much near the end of the tunnel for all things High Republic. Except apparently for Acolyte Season 2.
Is that even happening anymore?
I heard it's actually going to be a thing, which really surprises me, but, you know. So Paul Schlock gifted a membership. Thank you once again, Paul Schlock, for doing that. Again, thank you for those guys who choose to donate or gift memberships. I cannot thank you guys enough. You really are doing the channel a massive favor whenever you do that. So thank you again, Paul Schlock, for that. Laughing Cavalier says, can't believe this iconic series got canceled. Hey, at least they are doing another Acolyte book or something. I'm sure it is getting renewed any day now. Nico says, the Phantom Jenner, Attack of the Pronouns, The Revenge of the Cis, A New Hole, the Alt Pyre Strikes Back, The Return of the Gaydai, The Force Awokens, The Last Gaydai, and The Rise of the Queer Walker.
Oh my god, what are we reading? Those are good ones, but also, goddamn.
Yeah, they are. Mr. Crack Cthulhu says, hello, this Inglorious series is almost at 125 episodes on this channel. Probably will be by the time we're done altogether. Which, I'm wondering how that's going to play out on the old,
mental state.
Well, not just that, but also the compilation that I was considering doing. And I think I'm still going to do it, of course. The Everything Wrong with High Republic, but I don't know how long it's going to be. But considering we have 125 potential videos in this series, and also considering that each and every one of them are most likely multiple hours long, probably, yeah, okay.
I'm kind of hoping we get to do a giant ranking video when this is all over, because that would actually be interesting.
We could do that, I suppose. Maybe a tier list video.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do like a tier, do like one of those like S tier to F tier ranking things that would actually be humorous, but also insightful in some ways. Because I mean,
yeah. Alright, so Ura says, I detected disturbance in the Force, as if around a dozen people were about to watch something so shitty it killed their will to live with extreme prejudice. The fan fiction of the Force is here. Scrag Cthulhu says, what is that center character? Yeah, don't ask. Cavalier says, Star Wars, please, for the love of God, let it end. Jedi Beaties. Okay, Jedi Beaties is a pretty fun nickname for him. That one's probably gonna stick.
Jedi Beaties.
A FAI or a fat autistic idiot. I feel attacked. Winners King says FedEx is.
What are you saying?
FedEx is being really strict about banning headphones, so I'm not sure how much I'll actually hear, but I am here. Okay. Well, I hope all is well for you, Winners King, and hopefully you can hear us. Aristocrat Cthulhu says, the Laughing Cavalier, the light side of the Force is a pathway to many girths, some consider to be unnatural.
Oh, God. Now we're dissing the light side. Wow.
I mean, if it's the High Republic light side, is it really that awful?
Can't tell the difference.
Winners King says, turns out the ghost of Darth Plagueis won't let Star Wars die. Ranking video, or it says, which we kill each other trying to decide which flavor of cancer was the worst. Cavaliers.
I will totally agree on that. We would probably kill each other in that video.
I think there's a few easy ones that we could all agree would be among the worst.
True.
1, the Bake Off Spectacular. 2, the Wedding Spectacular. And I would also put Shadows of Starlight there at the very bottom as well.
Yeah, because it's like, what was the point?
Well, the Shadows of Starlight did technically have a point. The problem is that there's so many lore breaks within it, and it so thoroughly undermines the canon that it is some of the absolute worst that Star Wars we've ever seen.
Not only that, they didn't give it enough time to actually do something to develop with it.
Yeah, that seems to be a reoccurring theme with these comics, too. Laugh Cavalier says, if we get a Season 2 of Acolyte, perhaps Darth Plagueis will be in it more. We'll jingle some keys in celebration. Winter's King says, I don't know if you know Mauler and Rags, but getting them to react to the stupidest moments would be hilarious. I am familiar with Rags and Mauler a little bit. I know Rags actually watched... Well, I know Rags advertised the channel a little bit when I had that video of Dean Takahashi's playthrough of Doom Eternal, so...
Well, I know Mauler also did a whole thing about why Star Wars can't grow up. Shout out to that video, by the way.
Winter's King says, we need a most retarded moments highlight reel. I can use that word since I have ADHD. Yes, me too.
Same.
So anyways, I will say this. Well, that's basically what the worst High Republic is going to be. Or everything wrong with High Republic. That's basically what it's going to be. The problem is it's going to be so long and have so much stuff in it. It's basically going to be like a Wagner opera in terms of length. So, Cavalier says, I think it was Mauler who said perhaps the Jedi got fat because he thought he would get more midichlorians if he gained weight.
Or wait, was it Mauler who did that video or someone else? I'm thinking of someone else. I might have been thinking of someone else in that previous video, so I mentioned, so there's too much going on.
Alright, Nico says, you were the chosen one! It was said you would destroy the cis, not join them! Bring balance to the queer, not leave it phobic!
Nice one. That's a knee slapper.
Or it says... Yeah, it's right up there with, you were having a bad day, Anakin! Or it says, the bake-off and wedding would be at the top, followed by shadows in any chapter in which we had a flavor of, you're supposed to feel things, don't worry, it is okay. So, yeah, that would be High Republic Adventures itself that you would be talking about there. Of the ones that I would say are definitely the good ones, if there are any, well, there is one at least. So, the one good one, the one I think everyone can agree on is actually good would be The Blade, which has absolutely nothing to do with anything else High Republic related, basically. So it is kind of self-contained, and you can even get away.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, it absolutely is for the best. It means you can actually read it without having to put up with everything else. And he says, you're on top of your game today, aren't you? Yes. So, Life Cavalier says, I think Mauler did a Star Wars Can't Grow Up video, and it was when Ashoka was airing, I think. So it was probably an older one. But, yeah, I know Sargon of Akkad's done videos talking about his take on Star Wars being pro-Jedi propaganda, which, at this point, if anything, the High Republic is more pro-Sith propaganda at this stage. Because,
I couldn't remember if it was Mauler who did it or someone else.
I think this is what they would call, this is what the particular type of propaganda the High Republic would fall under. I think it's called black propaganda, which So to explain what that is it's propaganda that's pretending to be from the enemy, but is so abhorrent, basically, that it makes them, it makes the guys on the other side rethink their motivation a little bit. So a good example of black propaganda during World War II, for example, was during World War II itself. You had basically Allied agents pretending to be, or creating fake messages and stuff from home for the Germans, making the German soldiers on the front lines think that their wives and women were getting into basically orgies at home for morale purposes. And the whole point there was to basically get the soldiers' minds off of their tasks on the front line, and basically even potentially encourage a few of them to try breaking away so they could go back home and make sure their wives aren't engaging in such behaviors behind their back. So that was...
You're saying that, and I was going to make a joke that correlated with the Bosnian SS, but I don't know how to word it.
Speaking of propaganda during World War II, I think that actually reminds me of one of the most ironic things I've ever heard. And actually happens to do with the German propaganda during World War II. So, obviously the Germans had a film industry back then. You want to know how they portrayed Winston Churchill in that film industry? So, one of the films, I kid you not, was a film basically set in the Boer War, the Second Boer War, where the Germans portray Winston Churchill as running a concentration camp.
Oh.
They were accusing him of that and using that as a condemnation of the British Empire. You know, the Nazis were using that as a condemnation of the British Empire.
It's very ironic.
Like I said, that's one of the most ironic things I have ever heard, but apparently, yeah, that's a film that actually exists. Ura says, when Ace said, speaking of propaganda in World War II, I thought he was going to say the funny mustache man speeches were better than the High Republic. You know, now that you say that, I'm actually going to have to bring up another thing about the German propaganda in World War II. But it's not about the funny mustache man speeches. It's the fact that the film industry actually found out that flooding the media with nothing but propaganda 24/7 was actually counterproductive. Which meant that basically the Nazis figured out that they had to put in at least a few feel-good and at least a few films out for entertainment purposes to actually improve morale. So the Nazis ended up propagandizing their stuff less than the modern progressives. Because at least the Nazis understood that people want to be entertained.
Entertained in which way?
By having films that were made for entertainment purposes. Which is a concept that is completely foreign to modern progressivism.
It's very ironic. There's too much irony.
Yeah.
The more I hear, the more fried I'm getting.
I know. Cavalier says, are we going to have to read the Constitution of Nazis as a palate cleanser after reading this issue? I hope not. So, Jedi, I don't know if you know this, but one of the issues of High Republic got so bad, we ended up, as a palate cleanser, reading the Constitution of North Korea as a break.
And Are you fucking serious?
It was very comedic material, especially when the North Korean Constitution claims that you have the freedom to travel wherever you want, or that you have the freedom to make complaints, or that you have the freedom of speech.
Oh, God. Ugh. That's horrible.
It is very, like I said, it's very entertaining to read, definitely. Or it says, when the real-life stormtroopers had more foresight than Disney. Correct. Risk Cthulhu's laughing. Alright, so let's actually get into this comic that we have clearly been avoiding for the past quarter of an hour.
Can we just avoid it completely?
No, sadly.
I know.
The beginning. Ironic considering this comic is at the very end of this run, so... But I don't think Daniel Jose Older is really smart enough to pull something like that off. But anyways, so let's once again see how many people had to read the plot of this comic before it became publicly available. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Something I forgot to mention. I'm actually going to darken the screen here for a minute.
What did you forget?
I need to show you guys something. This comic has an alternate cover.
You'll have to send it to me via Discord because I don't have the thing
Oh,
up.
don't worry, I will.
What's the alternate cover?
I will, don't worry, I'm getting to it. I just need to find it real quick. I'm going to be right back once I do.
Okay.
Prepare your eyes, though. Okay. I am sending you the cover. I'm sending it to you right now.
Alright, my service isn't that great at the moment, so it's going to take a second.
Go ahead and click the link, and I'm uncovering in 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god, what is that?
Yep. Oh
my god. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Why does that exist?
So, I had a mishap here. Let me fix that.
Ace, I'm going to pretend you did not show me that.
Minor mishap, guys. Let me get this fixed here. Boom.
I'm going to pretend you did not just send that to me.
Boom. There. Sorry about that. Now we can see it again. Alright. There we are. So yeah, this, what you're seeing right now, is indeed an alternative cover art for Star Wars The High Republic Adventures, issue 20.
I'm going to pretend you did not send that to me because I am disgusted beyond all belief. I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Alright. It was glorious. Winter's King says, speaking of modern progressives, recent psychology studies suggest a lot of the NPC-like ones suffer communal narcissism. Yeah, I noticed a lot of narcissists on the left now that you mention it. Uru says, you know those games in which you can have invulnerability in certain types of damage? Well, in the real life, we don't have that luxury, so we cannot avoid the High Republic and its psychic damage. It's the alternative cover hentai, because I can Alt F4 right now. Cthulhu's laughing. What wasn't hentai, still with Alt F4? Yep. Graceful Hippo says, hello, Graceful Hippo. Winter's King says, communal narcissism, when an individual derives all their self-worth and belief that they're a good person from the fact that they support the dominant group. Basically, that will follow part. Okay. Yeah, which is why the easiest way to deal with progressives is to basically go after their personality and their sense of self-worth. Because these people are very emotional sorts, and they believe in an ideology that fundamentally does not believe in emotional discipline. So that's a weakness that can and should be exploited. Because it's the fastest way to get them to rethink actually trying to push their ideology if it actually makes them feel like the absolute pieces of shit that they are. Riskcrack Cthulhu says, I will sue you for emotional damages, Ace. Graceful Hippo says, what did I walk into? You walked into The hopeful end of the High Republic Adventures comic book series that Disney has been pushing. This is an actual legitimate alternate cover art for the High Republic Adventures. So, Cthulhu says the only thing that would salvage this cover is if there was a sun quickly approaching in the center of the screen. Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas King says basically there's a little literal class of people biologically programmed to be henchmen. Correct. Where it says when you think bobbleheads wouldn't be that horrible in real life, the High Republic comes to rescue. Yeah. Whereas King says ew. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, let's get in. Let's see once again how many people. That's not a Rule 34 parody, WTF. No, that is the actual alternative cover art that was drawn by someone, paid by Disney, and authorized by Dark Horse Comics for this story. And yes, this is an abomination, but it's also, wait till you see what the actual in-game or actual in-comic artwork looks like. Graceful Hippo says that doesn't look kosher. Oh, I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, let's go ahead and... Winter's Key says, I looked up, they look so gross. Yeah, holy shit, yeah. So, how many people had to read the plot of this comic before we get into it? Let's do that since we usually do. So we got Daniel Jose Older, the writer. 1. We got 2 letterers, 2 and 3. We have an editor, 4, an assistant editor, 5. Then from Lucasfilm, we have Graysaurus, another editor, so senior editor, 7. And then the story group, so 8, 9, and 10. So at bare minimum, 10 people had to read the plot of this comic before it became publicly available. Winters King says, do you guys remember...
It would be better...
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying, it'd be better to have just maybe 2, possibly 3 people if you have to read it over, rather than just have, 10 different people to change your plot. Because you don't know who's fucking with it in the end.
At this point, just have one person read it over multiple times throughout the day, because then they'll read it again and go, why did I do this? Why did I do that?
Yeah.
But that is assuming that you could expect Daniel Jose Older to actually, put in the effort. Alright, let's continue the madness. Star Wars The High Republic, The Battle of Eridu. The war is won. The forces of light and life have defeated the Nihil. The occlusion zone is no more. Marchion Ro's surviving forces ask for mercy or flee to the darkest corners of the galaxy. The fighting is over and the healing has begun. As the former resistance picks up the pieces, they grapple with the destruction wrought by the Nihil and look to a future free from their torment. Just a reminder, the Republic still continued to exist throughout this time, so this resistance isn't actually,
a thing.
It kind of is, but it's only planetary level, not, galaxy-wide, the way this makes it sound.
Yeah, it's at least make it planetary level and not imply it was across the whole galaxy. It's shit, man. This is what confuses people.
And we still don't know why the occlusion zone simply vanished out of thin air.
We have to wait till the main novel comes out, which...
Oh, it already...
I don't even...
The last of the novels are already out. So the comic books are where it ends, basically. Alright, so...
let's continue. I'll save it for later.
And remember when we said that the artwork on the front cover is still better than what you can expect inside the comic? This is what I mean right here. Look at this dude right here on the right-hand side, right middle. Looks like a smile with a winky face, with a wink.
Yeah.
Krieg says, how late am I? Wait, is the still going on? Then not late enough. Oh, since you wanted to delay, well, that only delays your inevitable introduction to the alternative cover art. So, Yeah, this is the alternative cover art here, Krieg, for High Republic Adventures issue 20. Just take that image in for you. There you are. Grace says, where's Waldo? Except Waldo was good and detailed. Yeah, this is not detailed. And this is also a very much a reoccurring theme throughout the issues, too. Krieg is laughing. Cavalier says, like in the sequels, the First Order takes over the galaxy and Leia's group becomes La Resistance. The second Starkiller base blows up the Republic capital. All right. Well, let's continue. You want to voice the guy in the middle there?
Sure, I'll do it. With every fiber of his being, Master Torben Buck was a healer.
And he knew that sometimes to heal, you have to destroy.
The surgeon must cut in order to mend. Master Buckets despised fighting, but he knew it was necessary to heal a galaxy shattered by the Nihil.
And if he lived that hard truth right up to his last breath. They killed Jedi Master Buckets of Blood, apparently.
What? I mean, I don't like this. I don't like him, but also, seriously, like, what?
They also, I found out, killed Geode by having him sacrifice himself. So, yeah,
wow.
The most beloved character in all of High Republic, The Rock, committed self-delete.
He had to delete. He had to remove himself from the chat.
F in the chat, boys. Krieg says, did Buckets die off screen? Yeah, I've never seen Buckets actually die on screen, so I don't know. Oh, here it is right now. Master Torben sacrificed himself to save not only the very creature that was attacking him, but also every single one of us. Why did he save the nameless that was attacking him?
That doesn't make any sense. Ugh.
And that's how I know he died at peace, being slowly consumed by a monster that fed off of his fears that he shouldn't have because he's a Jedi Master. But apparently we ignore that part of the lore, and therefore he feels fear from these monsters.
Okay, let's back up for a second. So you're basically saying he died by saving a creature, he despised fighting, yet he fought anyway. Get your fucking facts straight. Seriously, like, why?
Because we needed to appease the opinions of 10 different people that had to read this before it became publicly available.
This comic is making me want to just chloroform myself.
So he died so that we could live. So many others... He died so that we could live. So many gave their lives here on Eridu as well. All for us to live in freedom. And so
that's...
sorry.
And so that's exactly what we'll do. Not live filled with guilt or in constant mourning. Our future is not shadowed by ones we lost. It's brightened by them. Every single thing we do from here on out. And then they just start randomly singing.
I feel dirty. I feel fucking dirty reading this.
I do too. It's like this. There's a musical number that literally just comes out of nowhere.
Alright, let's get this cringe over with, please.
Yes.
Memories are what make me those 100,000 nights you see. And inside each raging sea that make up me, of memories that make up me. Alright. Memories are what make of me. So we're not actually getting a story with this, but just a musical number.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Aura says, do not sing. Do not know what sing. I will leave if you sing. I swear to fuck. No! Oh, dies of cringe. Winter's Cake says, one day I will buy what the woke like, and I will make it everything they hate. I will straighten their queers. I will whiten their blacks. All that they have done will wither to ash and dust. Respect Cthulhu says, muted. Oh, no! Or
no.
Shoot me, says Craig. Laughing Cavalier says, ding sing. The witch is dead. Which old witch? The witch is dead. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Graceful, Krieg's, or says, Krieg, that last pull is for me. Sorry, brother. Graceful Hippo says, we are gathered here today in memory of a fallen brother. Oh, the cringe. Please tell me this isn't just going to be a musical number. Please, for the love of God. No.
It might be, it might not be. We need to just wait and see what happens.
This spinning broken galaxy. Reborn anew in every being. Alright, I'm going to look at some of this artwork to see if any of this is actually... They are already showing really cheap artwork here in what is supposed to be this emotional grand finale. You know. Or says, this is not only bad, it keeps on going. Why the fuck wrote this?
Someone who's very incompetent.
Wait, no, I know who. I just want to know why is he still working or alive. I know. And memories that make up me. Okay, I'm going to make fun of some of this too, artwork here, because once again, this middle panel on page 12, you got the smiley face in the background with just a pair of eyes and just, yeah. You've got some people who don't even have mouths, which is a standard for High Republic. You have people with cross eyes, yet again, another standard for High Republic artwork. And it's not much better on the bottom panel either. Memories are what make me. Oh! I carry in me centuries.
Imagine if someone actually made this. Imagine if someone actually took the time and effort to make this a song. Like, this would be a disgusting remix. It just would.
Of moments small and shimmering. Please let it end. Cross-eyed again on this bottom panel on page 15.
Don't worry, Ace, we're almost there.
These memories that make up me. Memories are what make me. Please. This face on the top panel here, well, once again, cross eyes again. The mouth on Crash on page 17 top panel there isn't very good either.
Nope.
Aristocrat Cthulhu says those tears look photoshopped on. I think I know which page you're talking about. But let me see. Well, at least, yep, I see it. I'm not sure I would say that for sure that's photoshopped on. But yeah, the middle, the second to last panel definitely looks fucking photoshopped on.
Mm-hmm.
Oro says the only good thing, this chapter is short, but holy fuck, it gave me an ulcer. Krieg, we can Allahu Akbar this comic together. Yes, please.
I give full support and full backing. I will issue the blank check to do that.
Okay, let's get this over with. Sorry, what make me... We've traveled over the Silver Seas.
What?
I don't know.
I don't even know what's going on either.
They're planting seeds in the middle of the road. Why?
What is happening?
Why are they also planting so many in that one spot? That's not how that works.
I don't... How do you know agriculture?
Winter's King says, what can men do against such reckless hate? Graceful Hippo says, I walked into Ace's stream and I feel like I've kept stepping on rakes and getting bladed in the face by this repulsive artwork. Yeah, well, that thing is, this is par for the course for High Republic. This isn't, most of it isn't even especially atrocious by High Republic standards. I am going to criticize it. In fact, this bottom panel technically has slightly more detail because at least most of the people have faces. Although that one open mouth there looks cringe as hell. Greg says we're doing this, kill the alien and paint hairs, spare the red. Remember, no basic.
I was going to say, speaking of walking on rakes, Daniel Jose Older, you are literally like Francisco Solano Lopez. He declared war on 3 different countries and basically made a field of rakes to walk in. And now this is your field of rakes, and this will be your death in the jungle.
We've loved and lost found families and memories that make. Can this music please fucking stop?
I need to smoke something after this. I do. This is making me want to take up smoking.
I was avoiding the manga because of how long it was going to be. I wasn't expecting that this would be so much more painful.
I just don't understand how you can get away with something like this. I just don't.
Because you have the right politics. That's all it takes if you're Daniel Jose Older. And presumably he also sucked off Kathleen Kennedy or something. That's the only explanation I have.
We don't need to go that far, but it's not impossible. I'm going to need to binge watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia 3 times just to get this out of my head.
Alright, now let's end this, please. We're so close.
Yes. Okay, why does it look like the opening to a Rammstein concert right there?
I don't know, but I'm on page 21 right now.
Okay.
And that's your character with the, once again, cross-eyed as fuck. I don't even know where the other eye is supposed to be pointing. Holy hell.
I don't either. God, it's so awful. My name is Lula Merla Talisola.
My name is Zinrala Talisola. 1, 2, 3. No more secrets. No more hiding.
No more hiding.
No more disguises. The rest of our life
begins now. Finally, it's over.
And they put the most detail, of course, into the gay kiss because it needs to happen. And yeah, this is the image of hell I'm sure that you get introduced to once you enter the 9th circle.
It's like It's like walking into Jan's office and then expecting a promotion, but you get one of the most deathly death stares you could possibly have.
Aristocrat Cthulhu says this art is so bad, but they already married. Yes, I know! And they've already kissed multiple times.
Yes, in the worst way possible.
So yeah, this comic...
So all of this comic only happened because Luma was secretly a lesbian.
What's funny is this particular part of the Everything Wrong with High Republic is probably just going to be this entire stream minus the beginning of it. Because that song was almost the entire comic. And it was nothing but reflections on the past. It was entirely pointless. And we still have a finale comic that's a one-shot that's coming.
Oh no.
This is the most... When King says they're just nepotistic parasites, Aces... Yes.
Yeah. At this point, they are.
Greek says the funniest funniest thing of all of this. The story ends without our main character from the start having undergone an arc. Seriously. Oh, yeah, that's just a theme, though, too. Cavalier says, in a way it was quick, but it also felt really slow and painful at the same time. Yes. This is probably going to be one of the shortest High Republic streams I've done, but it's going to feel like one of the longest.
That's because we dragged out the opening so we could avoid this crap.
And no, it's because the musical. This is still going to be short despite the opening. Ventures was meant to be a spinoff, yeah. Or says High Republic made me racist and xenophobic. Greek says, Chris, that Padawan and Skier, what happened to them? Are they dead? You know, I don't remember what happened to Chris or the Padawan or Skier anymore. Or it says, better question, do we give a shit? Answer, no. Wait, what? What happened? Winter's King, some fucking chorus, the gay is coming out. The other medium is the climax of the story. I hate modernity. Except they already came out. Aristocrat Cthulhu says, there's a finale comic. Yes. Siege says, I just arrived to the lesbian space, which is smooching unreal. Oh, man! Okay, so two things that I have to introduce you to. Since you got to Siege here, since he showed up as late as he did. First of all, since you showed up late, your punishment is now getting exposed to the alternative cover art that we all got exposed to, too.
It was so exposing, it was not even funny.
And then the second thing that really destroys this is the fact they turned it into a musical issue. From page 7 to page...
What is it, like
page 20 to 21, basically, is nothing but a musical. Siege says, oh, sweet Jesus, yes, now he knows. He must know, the world must know of my pain here today.
It was horrible.
Grace Aleppo says, why again? Seriously, though, what was the worth of Crash's crew, the pirates? Why are they still here? I don't know. But I do think, but at least this issue is over. At least all we have to do is the manga, and then the very finale issue as well.
We did it. The adventure series is over.
Yes. So, I
have a suggestion. I say we all just watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia to get this all out of our heads. The new season is coming out, or the new season's happening, and I kind of want to see these characters end up like D. Just end up like D.
Creek says, oh shit, yeah, the manga. I forgot the entire plot. Left Gavler says, Rip Brain says, yes. Or it says, this comic has killed my desire to ever go into space. No, or else don't say that, please.
No.
But it has fired my desire to nuke every world from our orbit. Greg says, before you go, can you do a full review on High Republic Adventures, looking back on it? Well, I was going to focus on this particular issue with Jedi, but I don't think that's necessary, uniquely. Because I think everyone here knows my thoughts, because they have felt the exact same pain I felt having to read this issue.
It was horrible, and I'm gonna need... Somebody got anthrax? Don't question it, just give it to me.
Winter's King says Slanesh was truly with these writers. No, this is the rot of Nurgle here. This is the rot of Nurgle here, definitely.
Ace, we've been doing this for...
Crafty Canuck says, God is dead, and we killed him. There's nothing here, just says Graceful Hip. Yes. It's Comic 8 Star Wars is a terrible fan fiction with a fading Disney stamp of approval. Yes. But yeah, this is easily one of the most painful single issues of any Star Wars High Republic comic I have ever had the displeasure of reading. Holy shit. If this was a one-shot, this issue right here was a one-shot, I would absolutely place it automatically up there with the Galactic Bake Off and the Wedding Spectaculars.
Mm-hmm.
Just on the painful factor of it. Oh, dear God.
Ace, we've been doing this for 4 years, and all I can say is I now know what hell feels like.
Alright, Creek says 2 more issues. We will survive. Yes, we can get through this. The manga is going to be a longer one, because it's a manga.
Yeah.
Winter's King says, Lord Jesus, please come back soon and consume the unrighteousness with your fire. Amen. Amen indeed. Oh, this issue was a one-shot straight through the back of my fucking head. No, that would have been quicker and less painful. Graceful Hippo says, you have a point there. Yeah, I don't want them to spill this story either. Anyways, this is Slanesh torture fetishism disguised as a story. You know what? I stand corrected. You're right, Winter's King. This is basically if Slanesh created a comic to torture people with.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I am going... Fortunately, there are no comments I have to read here, so we don't have to deal with that. And we can leave this terrible, terrible sight from us. So, obviously this is not worth your time reading. This is an absolute painful comic to get through. The entirety of the High Republic is a disaster zone, with the exception of the Blade and maybe 1 or 2 other series.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was very painful.
It was horrible.
But it is also the perfect way to end High Republic, isn't it? Just more pain and suffering at the end and no payoff.
From a certain point of view, yes.
So, yeah, this has been Ace.
And Jedi Exile.
And we hope to see you all again soon. It was a pleasure having you on, Jedi, even if the actual comic itself was, yeah.
Yep, I'm just as traumatized as you.
So yeah, this has been Ace. I hope to see you all again soon. Until then, take care. Ace.